Oh my God.
Every morning across Africa, millions of entrepreneurs wake up with a dream to build, to lead, to solve problems, and to create opportunities. But no matter how talented you are, no matter how brilliant your idea may be, one truth has never changed. No one builds greatness alone. From Lagos to Nairobi, Johannesburg to Accra, one powerful lesson repeats itself again and again. Collaboration is the engine of success. There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And in business, going far is the real goal.
Collaboration isn't just a modern concept imported from the West. It's been in Africa's DNA for centuries. Think of traditional markets, the heartbeat of African commerce. The fish seller depends on the basket weaver. The basket weaver depends on the farmer. The farmer depends on the transporter. And the transporter depends on the mechanic. That interdependence, that invisible web, is collaboration in action. In Ghana, the Ashanti have a saying, the left hand washes the right, and the right hand washes the left. Meaning, progress cannot be achieved in isolation. Even the strongest leaders understand this truth. Let's start with one of Africa's most celebrated business leaders, Tony Elumelu. Today, he's known as the billionaire banker, philanthropist, and founder of the Tony Elumelu Foundation. But his journey wasn't a solo climb to the top. It was paved by cooperation, teamwork, and networks of support.
When Tony took over a struggling Nigerian bank in the 1990s, many thought it was a bad bet. The institution was weak, morale was low, and resources were limited. But Tony knew one secret. If he could bring the right people together, they could transform weakness into strength. He gathered a team of ambitious young bankers, united them under a clear vision, and gave them the tools and confidence to innovate. Together, they transformed that bank into Standard Trust Bank, and later into United Bank for Africa, one of the biggest banks on the continent, serving over 20 countries. But Tony didn't stop there. Through the Tony Elumelu Foundation, he has empowered over 15,000 entrepreneurs across Africa with training, mentorship, and seed funding. His philosophy is simple. One entrepreneur can succeed, but thousands of entrepreneurs, connected and cooperating, can transform a continent. And that's the first lesson. Collaboration creates ecosystems. Alone, you can build a business, but with cooperation, you can build an entire generation. Now let's travel south to Zimbabwe. This is the story of Strive Masiyiwa, the billionaire founder of Econet Wireless. His story is a testament to perseverance, but even more importantly, to the power of allies and supporters in the face of overwhelming odds. In the 1990s, Strive dreamed of bringing mobile phones to Zimbabwe, but the government at the time wasn't ready. They fought him in court for almost 5 years, denying him the license to operate. Imagine 5 years of rejection, 5 years of expenses, 5 years of uncertainty. Many would have quit. But Strive wasn't alone. He had a circle of lawyers, investors, mentors, and friends who believed in his vision. They fought with him, encouraged him, and reminded him that this wasn't just about one man. It was about opening doors for millions. Finally, after 5 long years, the courts ruled in his favor. Econet Wireless was born.
And overnight, Zimbabweans who had waited years for affordable communication were connected. Today, Econet operates in multiple countries, impacting millions of lives. But Strive didn't stop at telecoms. He went on to invest in renewable energy, media, and philanthropy. And in every venture, collaboration remained his core strategy, building alliances, mentoring startups, and investing in networks of people. Here's the second lesson. Collaboration creates resilience. Alone, Strive would have burned out, but with allies, he had the strength to keep pushing until the breakthrough came. Now let's move to Nigeria again, to one of Africa's fastest-growing startups, Flutterwave. Founded by Olugbenga Agboola and his team, Flutterwave set out with a bold vision: make payments seamless for African businesses. Building a fintech giant is never easy. Regulations, banks, governments, merchants, each presents a challenge. But the founders knew one truth: cooperation was the only way forward. They worked with banks, collaborated with governments, and built trust with businesses. Instead of fighting the system, they partnered with it. And the result? Flutterwave is now valued at over $3 billion, powering payments across the continent and beyond. Lesson 3: collaboration creates scale. Alone, you can solve a problem. With collaboration, you can solve it at a continental level. Now, let's talk about Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote. His story is often told as one of hard work and vision. But behind the empire of cement, sugar, and oil, refining lies an often overlooked truth: teamwork. Dangote Industries employs tens of thousands of people: engineers, managers, truck drivers, security officers, accountants. Each plays a role. No single person, no matter how brilliant, could run it all. As the African proverb says, a single bracelet does not jingle. Wealth and power mean little unless supported by the many hands that build and sustain them. The lesson? Collaboration creates legacy. While individual success may fade, collective success endures. And it's not just billionaires. Across Africa, everyday entrepreneurs are building through collaboration. In Nairobi's Silicon Savannah, startups collaborate in co-working spaces. In Kigali, solar innovators share resources to light up rural communities. In Johannesburg, fintech founders trade ideas to expand access to banking. These stories tell us something profound. Africa's future will not be built by isolated heroes. It will be built by networks of people working together. So let's pause and reflect. What do Tony Elumelu, Strive Masiyiwa, Flutterwave's founders, and Aliko Dangote all have in common? They understood that collaboration multiplies impact. It creates ecosystems. It builds resilience. It scales solutions. And it leaves legacy. And now, the question for you. What dream are you building? What vision burns inside you? Whatever it is, remember, you don't have to do it alone. Build partnerships, form alliances, find people who believe in the dream as much as you do. Because together, we go further. If this video inspired you, smash that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Spark Cooperation for more stories of African success. Together, we can build a future where cooperation isn't just the secret to success. It's the foundation of everything.